Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you all for joining us this evening. Jody, would you call the roll, please?
Dennis.
Here.
Harold.
Here.
Hollenbaugh.
Here.
Odoricio.
Here.
Phipps.
Here.
Robinette.
Here.
Sherry.
Here.
Okay, the minutes from our meeting on June 17th have been distributed for your perusal. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Jody, do we have any correspondence this evening?
We do. The financial budget summary report for the month of May 2024 was received and distributed to council prior to this evening's meeting and is noted for the record. And that's it.
Okay. Do we have any lobby visitors this evening?
Yes, we do. Philip Chrysler.
If you would please give your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Philip Chrysler. I live at 131 West Evers Ave, Bowling Green, Ohio. And today I come before you as a candidate for Wood County Commissioner. I'm reaching out as part of my campaign to all the local city councils, village councils, townships, best I can before I get forward the election, to find out what's going on in Wood County. Our current commission does not speak to the local councils and doesn't involve the local community like it should. And part of my campaign is to reach out and find out what's going on in Wood County and help better serve our Wood County constituents. I'll be around after the meeting to speak with any of you who wish to do so, or anyone else in the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mary Hinkleman.
Good evening, everyone. Mary Hinkleman, 217 South Church Street. I am here to remind you, in case you forgot, about BG Boom Festival and Fireworks happening in just 2 days. A big thank you to the City of Bowling Green for helping present this to our city. It's a great event that has just brought so many people out in full force to celebrate Independence Day. We will start again this year at 4 o'clock with a festival free for everybody to come and take part in. We don't want to leave anybody out. There's all kinds of activities, bouncy houses, interactive games, historic military vehicles. Some of our chamber partners are coming out with some games for the kids too. So everybody come together. Tom Headley will once again bring the BG Area Community Band for a concert of, sorry, I can hear that sound going back and forth at me, with a wonderful selection of patriotic tunes, and that'll start at 7 p.m. We're also excited to have a good number of food trucks options available, as well as a box lunch option being served by Liberty Center Civic Center. I know the past couple years we haven't quite been able to serve all the people that have come out. They've been standing in long lines, so this year we hope we have it adequately covered. The main event, the fireworks, will begin at dusk. That's Rozzy Pyrotechnics. Last year's show was absolutely amazing, one that most of us have never seen before of that magnitude. Just some beautiful fireworks. The best place to watch those fireworks is going to be the Brim Road parking lot for the the fairgrounds. Pull in off of Brim Road, and I'm telling you, our police department did a wonderful job getting everybody out in a timely manner wherever they were parked. They've got that situation well underhand. Many thanks to our fire department for also making sure that we are covered with all of those needs. They will be sitting out there making sure that everything goes out We want it to go off with a boom, but not that kind of boom. Anyway, so many people have come together to pull this event off. So many sponsorships and great support. Please visit our website because the list is so long, I'd probably take 20 minutes of your meeting. So with that said, please make sure you make it out for the event. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That's everyone.
Okay. That brings us to the introduction of new legislation.
Mr. President,
Mr. Robinette.
on behalf of the Finance Committee, I have three ordinances. First, an ordinance providing supplemental appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Bowling Green, Ohio during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2024 and ending December 31, 2024. An ordinance amending and adopting Chapter 33 of the codified ordinances of the city of Bowling Green, Ohio regarding employment policies, and an ordinance authorizing the municipal administrator to sign a contract with the Bowling Green Police Command Officers Association and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps.
from the Planning, Zoning, and Economic Development Committee, I have an ordinance changing the name of Granite Road, FKA West Road, to Freeway Court, and Marble Road, FKA South Road, to Expressway Drive, and declaring an emergency.
Okay. And from Utilities, I have an ordinance authorizing the Utilities Director to execute a property purchase agreement with James and Tenny Carvel for the purchase of approximately 2 acres located at 17382 West River Road, parcel number J3410044300004000 for the water treatment plant and declaring an emergency. Official reports, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Council. Just a couple of items. I wanted to highlight or just really express my thanks to Mary for all of the hard work organizing the BG Boom Festival that she just described. It's really a great event, and there's a lot of people that work really hard all year long to make that event happen. So Mary, thank you for all your hard work, not only for the Boom Festival, but for the fireworks. You mentioned last year's show, it was terrific. And I have every expectation that this year's is going to be as good, if not better. So I hope that each and every one of you, council and members of the community, have an opportunity to partake in the festivities on Tuesday out at the fairgrounds and celebrate Independence Day in a safe and happy, just have a really happy holiday. Finally, I wanted to highlight another community development that I'm sure you're likely all aware of, but it's important to me to take advantage of the opportunity this evening to share once again my appreciation for those involved in the hometown banner or hometown hero banners that you have likely seen displayed around the city along Main Street, main thoroughfares, in the park, and Worcester Green, and other areas. You know, the goal of that program was to recognize those individuals from our community who served our country and by serving in the armed service. And, you know, I do believe that it's appropriate that the city has been involved and supportive of that effort, because I think that recognition and show of respect for those veterans who have served our country is consistent with our community values. And I was really pleased to have the opportunity to support the Bowling Green Community Foundation in that effort. So, you know, the Community Foundation, they had a large group of their members that worked really hard to help make that project a reality. And there were a number of city employees that were involved in that effort as well. And this evening, I wanted to make sure and recognize those city employees for all of the work that they did. So I want to highlight Mick Murray, our Public Works Director, Amanda Gamby, our Communications Director, John Stewart, our Electric Superintendent, Jason Heyman, our GIS Manager, and Adrian Lowy and Kirian, our City Arborist. All of these people people and their employees were really actively involved in the planning and the installation of those banners. And I'm really proud of the work of everybody involved in that project. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to express my appreciation to them. That concludes my report. I'm subject to any questions that you may have.
Does anyone have any questions for the mayor this evening? Thank you very much. Municipal Administrator, Ms. Treader.
Good evening, council. I would request that council move into executive session prior to the reading of legislation to discuss a collective bargaining agreement. That's all I have this evening, subject to your questions.
Are there any questions for Ms. Treader this evening? Okay, thank you very much. City Attorney, Mr. Brown.
Good evening. No report.
Any questions for Mr. Brown this evening? Okay. Brian's not here. All right, council committee reports. Are there any council committee reports?
Mr. President,
Mr. Robinette?
just a reminder that at our next meeting, prior to our next meeting at 6:30 PM, there'll be a meeting of the Finance Committee to receive the second quarter review. That's on July 15th.
Okay. All right, at this time, I would like to make a motion for council to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing union negotiations.
Second.
It's properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes?
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Okay, we'll leave you all here on your best behavior and return shortly. Okay. We are back. Thank you for your patience. That brings us to the reading of legislation.
Legislation for first reading, ordinance number 9210 for first reading, ordinance providing supplemental appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Bowling Green, Ohio during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2024, and ending January 31, 2024.
Mr. President,
Mr. Robinette.
I move to suspend the rules and give ordinance 9210 its second and third readings.
Second.
Okay, properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Okay, the rules are suspended for ordinance 9210.
Ordinance number 9210 for second and third readings. Ordinance providing supplemental appropriations for the current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Bowling Green, Ohio during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2024, and ending December 31, 2024.
Mr. President,
Mr. Robinette.
I move to adopt ordinance 9210.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Jody?
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh.
Yes. Ordinance 9210 is adopted.
Ordinance number 9211 for first reading. Ordinance amending and adopting Chapter 33 of the codified ordinances of the city of Bowling Green, Ohio regarding employment policies. Ordinance number 9212 for first reading. Ordinance changing the name of Granite Road, FKA West Road, to Freeway Court, and Marble Road, FKA South Road, to Expressway Drive, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps?
I move to suspend the rules and give ordinance 9212 its second and third reading.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio.
Yes.
All right, the rules are suspended for ordinance 9212.
Ordinance number 9212 for second and third readings. Ordinance changing the name of Granite Road, FKA West Road, to Freeway Court, and Marble Road, FKA South Road, to Expressway Drive, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps?
I move to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 9212.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps.
Yes.
All right, the emergency clause is adopted for ordinance 9212.
12. Mr. President,
Ms. Phipps?
I move to adopt ordinance 9212.
Second.
All right, properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? All righty. Jody?
Sherry,
Yes.
Dennis,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette.
Yes.
Ordinance 9212 is adopted.
Ordinance number 9213 for first reading. Ordinance authorizing the Utilities Director to execute a property purchase agreement with James and Tenny Carville for the purchase of approximately 2 acres located at 17382 West River Road, parcel number J34100443000040004000 for the water treatment plant and declaring an emergency.
I move that we suspend the rules and give ordinance 9213 its second and third readings.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Dennis,
Yes.
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps,
Yes.
Robinette,
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Okay, the rules are suspended for ordinance 9213.
Ordinance number 9213 for second and third readings. Ordinance authorizing the Utilities Director to execute a property purchase agreement with James and Tenny Carville for the purchase of approximately 2 acres located at 17382 West River Road, parcel number J341004430000004000 for the water treatment plant and declaring an emergency.
Okay. I would like to move to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 9213.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Harold,
Yes.
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps.
Yes.
Robinette.
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
All right, the emergency clause is adopted for ordinance 9213. I would now like to make a motion to adopt ordinance.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, Jody?
Hollenbaugh,
Yes.
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps.
Yes.
Robinette.
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
All right, ordinance 9213 is adopted.
Ordinance number 9214 for first reading. Ordinance authorizing the municipal administrator to sign a contract with the Bowling Green Police Command Officers Association and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Mr. Robinette?
I move to suspend the rules and give ordinance 9214 its second and third readings.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Odericio,
Yes.
Phipps.
Yes.
Robinette.
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Hollenbaugh.
Yes, the rules are suspended for ordinance 9214.
Ordinance number 9214 for second and third readings. Ordinance authorizing the municipal administrator to sign a contract with the Bowling Green Police Command Officers Association and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President,
Mr. Robinette?
I move to adopt the emergency clause for ordinance 9214.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Jody?
Phipps.
Yes.
Robinette.
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Hollenbaugh.
Yes.
Odericio.
Yes.
All right, the emergency clause is adopted for ordinance 9214.
Mr. President,
Mr. Robinette?
I now move to adopt ordinance 9214.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? No. All right, I would just make a note that this concludes all 5 of our negotiations and contracts for this year. And kudos to all people on both sides of the contract negotiating for the hard work and excellent job that they did. That being said, Jody?
Robinette.
Yes.
Sherry.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Harold.
Yes.
Hollenbaugh.
Yes.
Odericio.
Yes.
Phipps.
Yes.
All right, so ordinance 9214 is adopted.
Legislation for second reading. Ordinance number 9206 for second reading. Ordinance authorizing the municipal administrator to enter into contracts for professional services for programming, site due diligence, analysis, concept design, financial projections, and other related activities relating to improvements for the city's safety facilities. Ordinance number 9207 for second reading. Ordinance authorizing the Utilities Director to execute a construction agency agreement with the Wood County Port Authority, request qualifications, and enter into contracts for engineering services for utility and right-of-way improvements for the expansion of Woodbridge Business Park. There is no legislation for third reading.
All right, is there any other business to come before council this evening?
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to take a moment to thank the city administration for their really good expeditious work with respect to, there was some citizen concern about fragments of utility poles that have been removed by a non-city entity, and they were just lying there. And through a number of emails and some very quick work, those were removed within a few days. And I really appreciate that, because it wasn't just something the city could do. I had to work with a third party, and that makes things more difficult. And the workers did a great job. And so I really appreciate it. I hope that you relay that to them.
Thank you. We're glad to relay that to those that were involved.
All right, any other business to come before council? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. We are